Hey there, welcome back to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Karen. I'm a flower farmer here in Western Washington in Zone 8A. Today I am going to be direct seeding some flowers that prefer to be sown directly into the ground. So some plants have sensitive tap roots, or they are really sensitive to transplant shock, and so they don't do very well when you try to start them inside in trays, so they prefer to just be started outside. So I am planting a couple different varieties, and I've got my trusty planting plan here so I can figure out exactly how many plants I need and where to put them. So let's get started. Alright, I'm starting with these bread seed poppies, and these just need to be surface sown right into these holes here.
Poppies need light to germinate, but this can be a challenge to accommodate when the seeds are direct sown, since the wind or rain can move them around. My solution is to cover them with frost cloth until they germinate. Once they sprout, I'll thin them to 1 plant per planting hole.
Alright, you can see here I already have some of those darn creeping buttercup coming through here, so I'm just going to dig these out real quick.
I'm growing these poppies for their large decorative pods to use in arrangements or in dried flower wreaths. I probably won't use the flowers themselves for arrangements since they have such a short vase life, even if you burn the ends.
Next up is Nigella. I've got the Miss Jackal hide, just the Miss Jackal blend. And this is leftover from last year, so I might sow this kind of heavily just to make sure we get some good germination. I'm just making sure this is loose so I can fully cover.
I don't know if you can tell from my flower selections, but for late spring, early summer bouquets, I'm going for a cottage style look. Nigella flowers and their pods should work really well for this style. I think they'll add a wonderful texture to arrangements.
Alright, next up is the 9x9 spacing section, and I am going to sow some Plurum, and this will be my first succession of many. These need to be sown 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just making a little imprint with my thumb, and then I'll put some soil over them. Wait, this is not my thumb. With my finger.
Plurum is a wonderful filler, and I've read you can get an average of 10 stems per plant. It's recommended to make a bunch of different succession sowings to keep the harvest coming. I hear it also works well as a dried flower.
Alright, next up is Bells of Ireland, and I don't think I'm going to succession sow this, so I'm going to do a really large batch now. And these just need to be surface sown. Darn buttercups. I don't even have enough seed to do a succession sow if I wanted to.
Just a heads up, apparently slugs love bells, so I'm going to have to keep my eyes on these.
The weather's been so crazy today. It feels like every 10 minutes it goes from being super sunny to dumping rain or hailing even. I guess that's spring for you. Even though some of these plants don't like to be covered, I am going to cover them with frost cloth because next week it's going to get super cold, and then I also want to just kind of speed up the germination, so I'm still going to cover them anyways, just for now. Alright, next up is Baby's Breath, and I am going to continuously succession plant this all season long in empty spots because it comes to maturity in 50 days, and it's a great versatile filler, so I think it'll be really useful. And typically this gets 9x9 inch spacing, but I'm going to try it in the 6x6 because I know I have space. I got an ounce of this seed, so it's definitely going to be my go-to when I'm not sure what to do. Alright, the last thing I'm working on today is direct seeding the wildflower patch. And I've planted this up a couple years and I use the same mix every time. It's the Pacific Northwest Wildflower Seed Mix from Eden Brothers, and I think it's a really awesome mix. And it's interesting to see how this patch evolves over time. So the first year is really heavy on bachelor buttons, and those did come back the second year. But the second year, it was a lot of coreopsis and rudbeckia. So the first year was all like blues and pinks, and the second year was a lot of yellows. So it's kind of interesting. So this is a 60% annual, 40% perennial mix, and some of the perennials are still dormant underneath the layers of compost that I added, so we'll see if they come back. I'm especially looking forward to the lupins. So I'm just gonna seed these out, and usually you want to mix wildflower seed mix with sand so it's easier to distribute, but I'm on a cost-saving mission, as you can tell by my stick stakes. I'm not gonna go buy sand just to mix in the wildflower seeds. I'm just going to, with a very light hand, sprinkle this all over.
This wildflower mix has quite a few varieties that work well for cutting, and I think I probably will cut some when I'm in a bind. But this patch is mostly for aesthetic purposes, to catch the eye of potential customers when they drive by. The last few years I've planted this mix, I've had people pull over and take pictures.
Look, you can see right here the lupins are making a comeback. Woohoo! Alright, thanks for sticking around while we direct seeded all of these different plants. I'll keep you updated on how they do or anything that I noticed throughout the process of them growing up. So feel free to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to stay in the loop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.